Apologies for that. My cameraman is on strike this evening. I hope you're all doing well. I thought I would start off tonight's session with we'll start the video off with the little glass jar that we made, or that I made last night, and hopefully you guys are going to try it at some point. It really came out so well. This is what it looks like dry, and it's got a little tea light in it. I'm going to quickly just step away and switch the lights out so you can have a look and see what it looks like with the lights out. As you can see, it is beautiful. It is such a simple, easy craft to do. Costs you basically no money if you've got all of the bits at home, and it is just such a good gift, even to give people, or an activity to do with friends or family or children. So today's activity is probably going to go a little bit quicker. It will probably turn out the way that you want your Christmas decoration to turn out, in the sense that whatever you wrap it in, so whether it's wool or garden twine or raffia or string that you have around your house, it will determine how this specific project's gonna turn out. So we'll get started now. Right, so the first thing you're going to be needing is a cereal box, cardboard cereal box, and a scissors, and you're going to be needing 2 bowls. I'll just move those over so you can have a look. 2 round bowls of different sizes. It can be a plate or any sort of round shape that you've got. You could probably do a star if you are good at freehand drawing, or you could do a heart for, say, Valentine's, if you wanted to do this craft as a Valentine's craft. Right, so what we're going to do then, to start with, is we're going to take the cardboard box, and we're going to quickly cut out each side. We're going to cut down each side of the cereal box. So that you've got that sort of effect happening. And then you can cut that off over there. And then you do the same, or you can just open it up, because it's just really the surface you're going to need. Right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your bigger bowl, and you're going to line it up on your cardboard, and I'm going to try and go to the top because I want to leave a little bit of space over here for my star, which I said in the thing to get some cookie cutter stars. This is a starfish and this is a star, but I actually like the shape of that star better. So I'm going to try that one. Or if you don't have a star cookie cutter, you can also freehand and draw a star that you want. So what you do is you place your bowl and you draw around it using a pen or a pencil or whatever you need. And then I'm going to do the same on the other one. Gonna draw around. So you're going to need 2 of these, only because you want it to be quite a solid structure. So I've basically gone and drawn a circle on both pieces of cardboard of the biggest size circle that you've got, and then you neatly cut out each one. I'm not very good at cutting, if I'm honest. I always never sort of cut in the lines. I must have skipped that lesson if I was at school. But in this craft, again, like it was yesterday with the tissue paper, you don't actually have to worry too much, because you'll see once we've finished, it's going to sort of be covered up. So I've got this spare piece. I'm just going to cut off these edges here, and I'm going to keep that for my star, which I'll quickly, we'll set that aside, we'll do that in a second. Let's cut out the second circle. Hope you guys have had a good day today. I'm a bit late in doing the video today, if I'm honest. I did not have a good end to the day. I've had a good day at work, in the sense that I got loads done. Sat in loads of meetings, and I got loads done. But on my way home, I had to stop at the shop. And don't even ask me how I did it, because I still don't know. It was as if a ghost had tripped me up, but I fell over, which was a bit embarrassing. Luckily nobody saw, but unfortunately I've taken the full brunt of it on my knees, so my knees are a little bit achy at the minute. Right, that's the second circle, and I'm just gonna again just cut off the excess, put that aside, so that I've got that for my star. Right, so I can get rid of the big bowl, don't need that anymore. Then I've got a smaller bowl, which I'm then going to place sort of dead center. But now the only thing is, I would actually like a smaller circle. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to probably use, I would prefer to use that size. I don't want the circumference to be too narrow. I'm going to have to wing this one, I think. That's sort of giving me a good idea. So I've kind of done another little circle in the middle of those. If you're wondering if the camera's picking up like a really weird sound, my husband's on a call at the minute, and I've tried to mask it by putting some calming sounds on, and I don't know what Alexa's given me, but it sounds like wind. I don't know. I'm having a cup of tea as well, because I came in late and I fell over. I'm going to be drinking tea while I'm crafting, which is a good idea. Right, so now you've got your circle cut. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to sort of give it a bit of a fold, and I'm going to take my scissors. I'm actually going to switch over to smaller scissors, because this thing is massive. Bit of a smaller scissors. You can use the same size scissors, whatever makes it easier. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the center circle that I've made. Try and make it as neat as I can, although the circle that I drew wasn't the best. And I'll show you in a minute how we can square that up. Right, so I'm left with a circle and a hole in that circle. What I'm going to do is basically fold that over, try not to bend that too much, and just make sure both sides are sort of the same, just to keep it a bit neater. That looks about right. Right, I might even actually use that as a little template for the next one, because I didn't exactly draw the best circle there. Doesn't really matter if you get oh, that doesn't look very centered, does it? Alright, what am I doing here? Let's go like this, and then maybe I can see where it ends. There we go. Do the same thing, so give it a bit of a bend. Cut it in there. So yeah, so I fell over. Not great at my age. Oh, I didn't break anything, but I've hurt my knees. And I got home late, so I had to sort of gather myself. Got a bit of a fright. And then my husband had the washing machine on, which is a blessing, because it is great that he did the washing, but obviously couldn't start the video while that was going, because I didn't want the washing machine spinning while I'm in the middle of a craft, because that would sound like someone's taking off in my kitchen. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's got to be sort of not exact. Okay, so I've got the two little circles, semicircles, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them back to back. Again, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, because you'll see in a minute how I'm going to be covering these circles. And I did say in my little in my description that you needed to bring some glue. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take, what I might actually do is paste those two together, only because they'll probably stick a little bit better. So I've got some glue here, some craft glue, and when I'm bit, oh, whoopsie, that came out a bit fast. I'm just going to get a bit sticky here now. I'm just going to spread it around with my fingers. I used to have quite a few glue spreaders when I was teaching arts and crafts, but I have donated them to someone else to use, so I don't have them anymore. Right. Oh, this is really messy. I don't know why it blobbed out so quick. But you could use the little cut-off from the sponge. So that little sponge that we used yesterday, that would be quite handy to use if you want to spread the glue. You can use your fingers and get really sticky. Right. And then I'm going to glue those two pieces together. Try and get them to fit as best you can. Right, and so you've kind of got like a bit of a donut going on over there. Right, I'm just going to place that down. Okay, right, and the next piece I'm going to do while I'm waiting for that to slightly dry is I'm going to be doing my star. And like I said to you, I like the shape of my starfish cookie cutter, and I really don't feel like free drawing a star. So I'm gonna just quickly with my pencil trace over. So like I said, you can freehand draw a star if you want, if you're good at drawing stars. I just, to save us some time, I'm just going to use this. And then what I'm doing is I'm just making it a bit more of a star shape instead of a starfish shape. And then I'll use that as an actual template for the next one. So I won't have to use my cookie cutter again. So I kind of just want another little star that looks like that. Oh, no one. Let's just give this a bit of a tidy up over here. Oh, I had some weird sound effects coming out of Alexa there. I think it's supposed to be sea waves. Right, oh, that'll do. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to use that as a template just to give it a bit more structure. I swear the noises coming out of one of the speakers sound like we're in a hot air balloon. Yeah, so I hope you guys are doing okay. The reason why I'm doing this every night is to raise money for Dementia UK. The reason why I'm doing that is because my very lovely mother-in-law is sitting currently in a dementia home. She has a form of dementia called Alzheimer's. She got early onset Alzheimer's and has had it for many years now. In fact, she's probably outlived what the doctors ever expected her to, or anyone who has Alzheimer's. They don't normally, especially early onset, so she's done really well. But it is really difficult to watch how my husband's family have had to struggle with, you know, all the usual things that a family goes through when someone has dementia. And I don't know all the statistics off the top of my head at the minute, but there are a lot of people out there who either, I'm sure you know someone, or you have family, or you know of a friend who has family of someone who has dementia. And so I think it probably is one of the biggest illnesses at the minute that are plaguing not only old people anymore, but there's, you know, young onset dementias that are being found now. And so I've wanted to raise some money towards the cause. I usually do a charity this time of the year. When I lived in a bigger house, I used to host an actual craft day and raise money for, I've raised money in the past for Mind. It's just something that I like to do before Christmas. I've already donated to my own charity, my own little pledge that I'm doing. So I would really appreciate if you, even if it's just £5, if you could help towards the fundraiser that I'm doing. Right, so while I was chatting to you, I've glued the 2 stars together, although they're not exactly the same shape, but it's not going to really matter in a minute. You'll see why. They're quite slippy. I should have probably done it paper to paper, because this one isn't as bad. Right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of, I should have actually done this before. Remember I said to bring some garden twine. My garden twine is all green. I can't seem to find a really nice, I've only got the dark green, and I've already done the dark green lantern, so I didn't really want to use the dark green again. I wanted to do something different. So what I want you to do is to just cut off probably about 10 centimeters, maybe a little bit less. Actually, I might make that less. Make a little, tie a little loop with it. So I probably should have left that longer before I did that. So you're basically going to tie a little knot in it so that you've got sort of a little loop. Oh, let me start again. I should have cut that too soon. Right, so take a piece of string, cut it, and then put the 2 sides together, and then turn it round until you've kind of got something like that. A little tail, a little knot. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of the glue, and you're gonna glue it on the top there, so you've got a little tab to hang it. And then you're going to do another one, same thing. This time you're going to just take the piece of string, you're going to glue it on just above that. Just done it like next to it like that. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to leave that over there. Right, so, and the next thing we're going to do is put a little bit of glue where this little loop is. I'll pat it down there. That's where I'm going to start. I'm going to take my string or my twine, and I'm going to come around to where that glue dot is, and I'm going to tie a knot. Don't cut your twine, because you're going to use it in a minute. So you make a little knot like that. Okay, and then you're going to take your twine and try to keep this little long piece out of the way. You're going to take your twine and you're going to start to wrap it and pull it through your little donut circle. And repeat the process. Keep going round and round. Just keep your little string loose. I'm going to push it to the one side. I'm going to push that to the one side so it stays out of our way. And then I'm going to keep it pulled quite tight and push it up towards the first little loop you've done. And then just keep going. So this is not going to be a Blue Peter experience where I'll go like, oh, this is the one I've done before. I'm literally making these with you as we go along. And the goal is to obviously cover as much of the surface as you can, because obviously you don't want people to see that it's a cereal box. I mean, if you probably covered it, if you probably glued it in the other direction, you wouldn't have had this issue. Whoops, I just pulled it out. A bit tricky. I'll just stick it back in. Just tuck it in. Go. Push that in with the scissors. Kind of want the little loop to, there we go. Both little loops to stay in there. There we go. This is an excess piece. I'm going to chop that one off. Right, and we keep going. Just going to put him over there. Right, and so we go. What I might do is just do a quick whip round in the way. So, do you guys have any plans this year for Christmas or festive season, whatever you celebrate? Are you guys going to be doing anything special or nice with family? Going anywhere nice? I don't think that, I think we're going to be on our own this year, to be honest. We normally have my stepchildren alternative Christmases, and we had them last year, so I am probably going to be, we're probably going to be on our own. Right, so just so you know, when you get to this point, just try and make sure your string basically is kind of going in the same direction. If you have it too, if it's on too many angles, it can look a bit weird. So this is I like my, oh dear. Right. I was hoping that this was going to take quicker than 20 minutes, but here we are. Here we are. Right, just keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You are going to need, by the looks of it, depending on the size of your string, you are probably going to need quite a bit of it to get a full cover. I'm really going as fast as I can. Let's try and not bore you to death. Oops. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up a bit because I have got different types of materials. I have got some raffia here as well, and that might also help us go a bit quicker. So I'm going to just chop that one off. Come on, back here at the start. Just tie a little knot there. So so that it doesn't unravel. There you go. Still got my little loop hanging in there. Right, so I've got some raffia. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to tie a little knot so that it stays while I wrap, otherwise you're going to have it come loose. And this has got a much bigger surface, so I'm hoping it's going to cover it a little bit quicker than what we've already done. Okay, here we go. And this stuff is not easy to work with. It's coming it's coming off as I'm pulling it. Right. Just keep going. Oh dear. The raffia is quite loose, but it's not the end of the world because I'm going to be wrapping some more of the string around it so that you get a bit more of a mixed look. You do kind of want it to be quite bulky. I'm coming back around this way. There we go. I'm sure you can already see what's starting to happen. You're starting to get this almost like a wreath effect, which is kind of what I am going for. A little mini wreath effect. Let's keep going. Let's go back around this way. That's a bit loose. Just tighten those up. Because that's unraveling. Right. The bells have just chimed. I'm just making my way back to where I was. I'm just going to tie a knot here as well. That's supposed to be calming music. I don't know what came before that. It sounded like we were in a hot air balloon. That's a bit better, a bit more calming considering you've been having to watch me make circles for the last 5 minutes. Right, so I'm going to go around with the string again. Just make sure every time you do a circle you tie it, because you don't want to be wrapping and then it comes undone and you lose it. So this relay should hopefully then also cross over some of the raffia and make it stay down a bit more. So while we've been doing this, obviously the star has been drying, and you would do the same for the star. Right, so I'm not going to let this video go on longer than half an hour. What I'm going to do is I will complete it, because I'm sure you really do not want me to be watch me spinning yarn round and round a donut shaped wreath. It's probably not the most enthralling video, although if you do ASMR, you never know, the noise of the raffia might set you to sleep. But yeah, so I'm gonna take it offline. Although, you know what, I can probably finish it, I can sort of get it to a point, and then tomorrow, if you tune in again, I'll show you the completed item once I've obviously gone around it a couple more times with my raffia and my string. But what I wanted to show you, let me just get it to a point where you can tie it up. So I wanted to show you what I'm going to do with the star. I'll just go back around this way. Obviously the tab on the piece there needs to dry as well, so you don't want to mess too much there. So I'm just going back around the other side, and I'll do a quick shot of, where am I going? Over there. What I'm going to be doing, and then tomorrow I will show you, once I've obviously probably taken a little while longer because I'm not working with the right string, how it looked when I was finished. Okay, right, so that's what I've got so far. It's already looking quite pretty. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be wrapping the star and doing the same thing, and then attaching it with my little string that I've got tucked up over here. I'm going to be attaching that in the middle there, and then I'm going to go off camera, and then I'm going to show you how it looks at the end, so that you don't have to watch me doing that. I'll see you in a bit. Thank you. And I'm back. Apologies about the little interruption there. I had to, unfortunately, it took a little bit longer for me to wrap the raffia and the string around, but while you weren't looking, what I did was I've also wrapped up the little star with some string and some raffia, and so what you are then left with, ta-da, is this really cute hanging Christmas decoration, which you can put on, if you had Mod Podge, if you have some Mod Podge around and you sealed it, you could probably put it on your front door. If you wanted to, you could add some foliage, which I haven't got any at the moment because it is pouring with rain outside. But you could add some foliage to it and some berries if you want. Or you could just hang it up. If you want a couple of these, what would be really nice on a big Christmas tree is if you made a couple of these as like massive baubles and hung them onto your tree. But yeah, that is a really cheap and inexpensive way, and recycling either old wool, or if you've just got some twine that is in your garage, or any old string. I mean, this is butcher string that I've used on mine, and then you can do this really sweet little ornament. Sorry you had to stick around for an extra 10 or 15 minutes watching me wrap things. I hope you've enjoyed the craft for today, and I hope you can join me again tomorrow night when I will be making my next craft, hopefully with things that you have laying around the house and possibly recycle, and then we can have another fun evening tomorrow night. Don't forget to please donate. I'm gonna give you my little thank you box, and thank you to the person who donated £5 to me this morning. I really, really appreciate your support, and I'm sure Dementia UK are going to also appreciate it very much. Have a lovely evening, and thank you so much for joining me with my craft this evening. Just lay that down. Thank you. Bye bye.